Hello everybody, it's Daniel here, and welcome back to Showdown Sunday, competitive Pokemon battling on the occasional Sunday. Why the occasional Sunday? Because I've started to realise that not all of my ideas for teams actually work anymore. I used to kind of be spurning them out, and pretty honest to God, like most weeks I would have something semi-decent that I could actually kind of run with, but as of late, I've had utterly dreadful games as far as Pokemon is concerned. Some rubbish teams that I've really come up with as of late. So for this team, I actually tried a new team building process. I actually tried to go back and revise how I construct these things. So I'm hoping it really pays off. Because normally when it comes to building a team, I'll just focus on a couple of cool ideas, try and slam them together, and see what happens. Trying to get some like good type synergy going as well. That's honestly all I'd normally think of. And things like a core, which is kind of like a standard thing you should think of, that's an afterthought for me. I never really focus on it. So this is a bit different for me because the core this time I had is the main focus of the team. And as you can see here, I'm actually running a Slowbro, Trevenant, and Mandibuzz core. But before we get to the core, I think that's one thing I have to address. Despite my new team building process, I have very much something that I'm not happy about on this team, but I have it purely for the challenge and demonstration, if you will. We have a Mega Aerodactyl, who is, in my opinion, the most disappointing Mega Evolution of the lot. Honest to God, I think that he's the least useful out of all of them. And the reason is that there's just so much wasted potential with Mega Aerodactyl. So the first problem I've got is the ability he gets when he Mega Evolves is Tough Claws, which increases the attack of physical contact moves. The problem with Aerodactyl is that his main attacking forms are Stone Edge and Earthquake, neither of which get the Tough Claws boost. So that's just a really wasted opportunity right off the bat for Mega Aerodactyl. Now, it's handy in the sense that it'll power up Crunch, Crunch and the Elemental Fangs. But you don't really want to use them as your main forms of attacking because they haven't got like as high base power as the likes of Stone Edge and Earthquake. So it's really disappointing there. And also defensively, Mega Aerodactyl is not great. He honestly isn't. He'll reach 150 base speed, which is kind of, I guess, the countermeasure to the not-so-great defenses. But even that's not great, because if someone has a Choice Scarf, he's just going to die instantly, because he's so frail anyway. He has no forms of priority, which just doesn't help his case at all. He does have ridiculously high attack, especially after a Home Claws boost, which, okay, that's really fantastic. I mean, a Stone Edge with this thing is pretty great. But in all honesty, I'd rather use a Mega Tyranitar for that, because that's just so much more reliable. But I'm using it for the challenge and demonstration, I guess. I even named it Psy. Oh, poor Mega Aerodactyl. I wish it was something different. If it just even had like a new unique ability or something, it would have been so much better, but alas, it is not the case. Let's move on to the core, and actually, it's something I have to address even in this core. Slowbro in particular here, I had a particular motive for actually using him because Slowbro is Stuart's Pokemon and it's Stuart's birthday today. So happy birthday, Stuart. This Slowbro is in it for you because I don't know. I felt like using one. It's not often I use Slowbro and they're actually pretty damn good. So I'm using a bit of an odd set with this one. It's a triple status Slowbro, as I call it. I'm running Yawn, T-Wave, and Scald in it, and the idea is that because it's got Regenerator and Leftovers, I switch this in at the optimum moments, I'll get all the status I want, and then I'll kind of just switch them about. So it's pretty much a Slowbro that will jump in and out. It's physically defensively based, and I think it's quite useful. Like, I've had a lot of good matches with this thing, and I'm quite happy with this set. There is no slack off on it, but I do have Regenerator, so I do kind of make up for it there. And I think that Regenerator and slack off is just a bit excessive. I've had one match where someone tried that before, and just it wasn't fun. It really wasn't. So yeah, that's why I kind of run with that, and I'm very happy with the set. The Trevenant set here is actually inspired by the Swords Dance Ferrothorn set, which I really like to use. I decided to try it with Trevenant. The reason being is that he actually gets access to Trick Room, which actually makes him like quite a good, odd, bulky sweeper. You see, it's a very weird set that I've got going. I got Leftovers as a natural cure, just so I have a small bit of recovery. I have Trick Room, Leech Seed, Phantom Force, and Woodhammer on this thing, and I'm running kind of max attack. He actually has surprisingly high attack when you go max. It's actually not that bad. But it's an odd set in the sense that as soon as I set up a Trick Room, I'll essentially be wasting a turn either on the Phantom Force or the Leech Seed, which sounds unusual, but this set works surprisingly well, and honestly it catches just so many people off guard. The idea is as soon as you get the Trick Room set up, Trevenant can take quite a bit of damage because he's got considerable bulk, and I've made sure to invest a bit, especially defensively, just so he's a bit stronger in that regard. But as soon as you set up the Trick Room, like, Trevenant can stay in for a surprising amount of time. It's difficult to kind of demonstrate here. Hopefully I'll get to show it off in the battle a bit better, in the battles even. But this is a surprisingly useful set. I've had actually a good amount of success with this. The next thing in the core that I honestly just wanted to use, because I've heard so many good things about this, Mandibuzz. Never actually used one before. This team is the first time where I'm actually trying one out, and just see for yourself why I'm using it. Like, it's really self-explanatory. The knockoff default foul play and roost on this thing, it's actually pretty fantastic. I've had a lot of success with it. Overcoat as well is just a nice little bonus. I don't believe Mandibuzz has anything particularly useful. You don't really want big pecs, because how many Pokemon are going to reduce its defense? Weak armor, dear god, you don't want that. It's just that nice little handy ability there, but the main thing is it has stab on knockoff and defog, and even without any attack investment, that does like quite a good bit of damage, because knockoff has been buffed this gen. So I'm really happy with this thing, and again, it's quite bulky as well. I went for specially defensive on this one because I've got the physically defensive Slowbro. So that's what I was going for there. To round off the team then after that, I haven't like decided on my solid core. I just wanted two things that were essentially glass cannons and as powerful as I could possibly make them. And what I decided to settle on in the end is this Thundurus and an Infernape. And I'm running a Choice Spec set and a Choice Band set. And the idea is that these things will just kind of switch in and out and do as much damage as they possibly can whenever they're sent out. Because there's nothing really on my team that's going to be dishing out like an excessive amount of damage. It's a weird kind of blend, this team, where it's like it's half stallish, but then this side kind of makes up for like the lack of offensive presence. So I'm quite happy with these things. They just deal out as much damage as they can. Thundurus as well, dear god. It's got really high special attack. I'm a huge fan of it. I gotta use it on more teams too, because I don't use it enough. And then Infernape as well. We all know what such a monster that Infernape is. And yeah, these things just do an awful lot of damage, because I just went for straight up Choice Specs and Choice Band. Went for Jolly on this Infernape as well, just to give it a bit of extra speed. Because I've actually had a couple of odd scenarios where I'll just outspeed like an Alakazam or something, because they're not running Timid. So I run Jolly just so I can get those things with a surprise U-turn. Surprisingly effective. So yeah, that's the team. That's a new team building process I'm trying out that is essentially crippled by this damn thing at the top. Hopefully he'll shine through a bit though. He's alright, but I wish I had Mega Tyranitar on this thing. I think this team would be so much more rounded if I had one of them. But anyway, let's jump on into our first game. Okay, and what have we got this time? I'm actually... Ooh. Okay, so there's a couple of worrying things on this team right off the bat. Now, the first one I'm going to spot is the Galvantula and the Scolipede combo. So his plan here is probably to get Sticky Web up on my side of the field and then bat and pass a couple of speed boosts. And the ideal switch-ins for that is the Garchomp, and even the Kingdra would appreciate that. Togekiss even, actually, as well. Actually, the Togekiss is probably his more of a wall. But yeah, okay, I have an idea of what he's doing there, so that's a bit worrying. That actually is. Galvantula is a Pokemon that will do surprisingly well against my entire core. Trevenant might be able to get away with it, but that's a bit of a problem there, so I'm going to have to be quite concerned about that. Talonflame as well is going to be a massive threat just because that is priority. Brave Bird, it's always a massive threat. The Mega is the Garchomp, so I'm going to have to contest with that because that's going to be incredibly strong. Actually, yeah, this is something I actually used to try. I tried to run this with my first X and Y team. I had a Speed Boost Blaziken when it was still legal, and I would try and pass the Speed Boost onto a Mega Garchomp, and that destroyed people, like, outright. So that's a major threat there. Thankfully, we do have Thundurus. We're going to have to be very careful about that, though. To lead off, I am just going to go straight with my Thundurus. Even if it leads with Galvantula, I can still deal a significant amount of damage to it in the form of Thunderbolt. So yeah, I'm just going to go straight for that. He is just going to go and kind of go straight for the Sticky Web here. He's probably got no reason for it. He's going for a Bug Buzz. Oh, okay. That's really strange. Let's not question it, though. And he may not actually make the switch directly into Garchomp now because he may not know that I'm Choice Specs yet. So I'm going to have to decide what I want to do next. Based on that. Sticky Web is still going to be a massive problem here, and he's probably going to get up. I can't switch straight into Mandibuzz because that's too ballsy of a play. And I try and avoid those. Well, he's probably not going to go for the Volt Switch or something of that variety because, like, it's thunderous. He wouldn't. I'm actually going to go straight to Trevenant, even if he goes for another Bug Buzz. I should be able to take it relatively well. I'm hoping I can take it relatively well. I'm not sure how strong this Galvantula is actually going to be, but let's go for it and see what we can do. And sure enough, he is actually going to go for the Sticky Web now. Well, it's just as well that we have Trick Room, actually. So what we can do here is if we set up the Trick Room right away, we can actually abuse the Sticky Web for a while. And that will help us actually a significant amount. So yeah, let's do that. I'm actually quite fond of that idea. So we're kind of trying to abuse his hazard. He's probably going to go straight for Scolipede next because he can easily threaten out my Trevenant then. But if I have the Trick Room, that means he's going to be getting slower and slower, and the Battle Pass is going to become less and less beneficial. And because Trick Room will be up now, it means that at any time I can essentially go into Mandibuzz and get Defog up, and that'll get rid of it. So yeah, I've got a very interesting scenario here. I'm genuinely thinking about it quite a bit. Okay. Well, there's no way that he's anticipating the Trick Room with this Trevenant, because who would anticipate that? It's not a thing. You'll never, like, see this set maybe outside of here, unless it's like an experimental thing. So, you don't have to worry about him predicting that. He is just going to go straight for the Bug Buzz there. Unfortunately, gets a critical hit. Oh, that's actually really, really sad that he got that. Okay, well, we're just going to have to go with it. There's not much we can do. Okay, right, so because he got the crit and now our special defense is lowered, he's actually going to be able to do near the same amount of damage that the crit would have been, well, that the crit did there. The nice thing is here that we are still faster than him. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the Phantom Force, and this is how this kind of works. So the fact that I've gone for Phantom Force means I'm actually going to get 2 turns of leftovers recovery. So this is actually quite handy because this gives Trevenant quite a bit of survivability, and I am going to be able to do a nice amount of damage to whatever switches in here. So this works quite nicely for actually keeping Trevenant alive. He's actually just going to stay in his Galvantula there, so that's grand. We just take that thing straight out, we get a nice bit of recovery there, and we still have 2 turns of the Trick Room left. So that's quite good. The switch he's probably going to want to do now is switch straight into that Talonflame and just fire off a Brave Bird, and we are going to have problems when he starts going for that, because as bulky as Slowbro is, he may still not take it altogether well. So it is a bit of a concern of mine right now. I am just going to go straight into him though, because it's all I've really got to take it. The speed drop is actually going to work in our favor. Oh god, I actually took that a lot better than I thought I would. Okay, well that's fantastic then. Okay, so we've now got Slower, and so what's he going to want to switch to next is the question. And I'm honestly not too sure. He's probably going to want to go for a U-turn and just kind of get some damage off on me. I'm just going to go for a Scald here, even if he does switch out some. I might just get a burn on. He's actually going to go straight into Kingdra here, and our Trick Room's going to wear off. That's fine with me though, because now what I can do is if I go for the T-Wave, I can then make kind of a switch over to my Thunderous at some point, and I should be able to take out this Kingdra with relative ease. Problem with Kingdra is it's got so many bloody resistances. If you're not running a Fairy or Dragon, then you're not going to be able to get it down. And dear god, that's slightly scary, because I know what set he's running now. He's running the Focus Energy Sniper set. I'm going to guess that his item that he's got on as well is the freaking Scope Lens. So this guy's going to be banking on an awful lot of crits in an attack or two. So that scares me ever so slightly. But not to worry, because we do have Mr. Mandibuzz here, and it's especially a defensive wall. And oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, that hurt. Okay, oh god, but that was a crit. We took that very well. Just shows how bulky Mandibuzz actually is. Let's go for a Roost, because his special attack is now going to be lowered, so he's definitely not going to be able to do as much damage. He's still getting crits, so that's still a concern. We need to hope that he doesn't get a crit, and until that scenario, we're really not going to be able to do much. Jesus Christ! Oh yeah, crits. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Crits forget special attack drops and that. Okay, we've got a huge problem here now. We really do. So the question is if we want to go for the knockoff now and try and get rid of him that way, or we could just get rid of the sticky web. And I'm going to go for getting rid of the sticky web. Let's just get rid of this. Oh, and he actually got paralysis there, yes! Okay, that worked beautifully well there. So let's just go for a knockoff now. Let's try and get rid of his item. I know it seems that like we're just kind of meaninglessly sacrificing Mandibuzz here, but this thing is dangerous. I've dealt with a couple of these before, and oh god. This is the kind of moveset actually, I'm maybe one of the few people to own it, but the Pokemon Battle Revolution walkthrough guide, the Wii game, this is actually one of the sets that it strongly recommends you use, and dear god, it's just rare that you actually see people using it. It really is. Okay, well, we knocked off its scope lens, so I was right with the item there. So that's fine now, so we can quite easily deal with this thing. We could actually even deal it with Trevenant. Maybe even get off a Leech Seed and kind of just whittle them down that way. Although I really just... part of me just doesn't want to chance that at this stage. You see, the problem is if I go straight into Thundurus, the switch to his Garchomp is just so obvious. So I'm going to actually have to go to Trevenant here. And, oh god, I'm not happy about the play that I'm currently doing, but I am just kind of... I am just going to go for it. I know that he shouldn't be able to take me out even with one hit. God, provided he doesn't get in a freaking crit Draco. But I know I'll be able to get Leech Seed up in time, so at least I'll help a different Pokemon. Oh god, Kingdras are generally difficult to deal with, and this is, again, a really underrated set. And the problem with crit mechanics as well is, like, how do you prepare for that? Like, do you honestly, like, go to, like, desperate measures and run, like, Lucky Chant on something? It's like, no, of course you wouldn't. No one's that paranoid about crits. They're kind of just, like, an annoyance that crops up. Oh, god, so... this is just a really interesting set, though. I really... It's just... most of the things on this team, I just really want to run the more I see of it. Oh, god, I really do. Okay, well, this works fantastic now, though, because we got Leech Seed off on it. And the fact that he's now going to be whittling away health, what we can do here is we can go for Phantom Force, and even if he breaks through paralysis, he's not going to be able to do anything to us. We're going to get Leech Seed recovery off now, and Trevenant is perfectly safe, and we can actually just go for the Phantom Force, and we're actually going to take it out. So again, like, this set is really difficult to explain to people, and really just promote, but when you see it in practice, it does actually make sense, and does surprisingly well there. Okay, so what's he going to want to do next? Probably go straight back into that Talonflame, just get another Brave Bird off. Thankfully, we do have Slowbro, who is effectively on full health thanks to Regenerator. Actually, did he even take any damage before? I can't remember. Yeah, he didn't. Okay. Well, he's fine anyway, so we've still got him. Now he's going to do a Togekiss. And dear god, this could actually be another crit set. Oh no, this man's running a lot of crits on everything. Okay, well, I'm going to have to be slightly concerned about that. So the Air Slash is probably going to hit. There's a chance he might go for T-Wave though, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into my Thundurus. So if he goes for an Air Slash, I can live it. And sure enough, he actually went for the T-Wave there, so that worked beautifully because we just take that nicely. And the nice thing about this scenario is that, like, the Volt Switch of the Thunderbolt's so obvious, but Hidden Power Ice will do a decent amount of damage to everything on his team. Like, even the Talonflame won't take it all that well because it's Choice Spec and it's just a normal hit because it's Power Flying type. So this is actually a fantastic scenario for us. I am really hoping that he switches into his Garchomp directly because that's still a big threat, Mega Garchomp as always. So I'm really hoping that he switches into it. Come on, you know you want to do it. You really do. This is probably what he's considering right now as well, just taking a bit of time. Because all Thundurus Tyrian run Hidden Power Ice, like it's the go-to move for him. And like the set that I've actually got with this Thundurus Tyrian, it's not that inspired. Like it's pretty standard. So he kind of knows what to expect here. With that in mind, it's very difficult for him to know like which play he should actually do here. In my honest opinion, if I was in his scenario, it might be beneficial just to keep Togekiss in because he's actually got a decent amount of bulk and might, if he's especially defensive invested one, might just live a hit. But no, he's going to go straight into the Garchomp and we take that thing clean out. Oh, that's fantastic. We've dealt with that now, and as soon as we switch in our Thundurus again, we can just go for T-Bolts on everything and just kind of take them out. So that's fantastic. Now, we've still got to deal with the Scolipede, and what are we going to want to do? Actually, actually, Mega Aerodactyl might be able to get off a sweep here. So we're going to need a bit of preparation for this to actually get him in safely. But we might actually be able to do this. Now, what he's probably going to want to Band Pass to now is possibly go for like the Swords Dance and Baton Pass it off to the Talonflame and just try and hit me with a couple of Flare Blitz. The alternative is that he'll just go like Baton Master Speed straight to Togekiss, but that won't benefit him as much as the Talonflame, because that'll be much stronger with a Swords Dance. So I've got that to consider right now. Well, I do have Yawn on Slowbro, so I guess I could go into it. It's going to be odd if he goes straight for the Bug-type move, and sure enough, he is just going to go straight for that initial move there, so okay. Right, now, okay, so his set is probably Sword Stance, Baton Pass. He's definitely got it, all Scald do. The question is if he has X's or Poison Jab, or what else he has, because he could be running a Ground-type move as well. And I'm honestly not too sure. I'm gonna go for a rather safe Psychic here. He's okay, yeah, he's really banking on this thing now, so that's good for us. So what we can actually do here, just given the nature of it, because he's gonna Baton Pass on this turn, he's got no reason to. So we can destroy his hopes and dreams as we go for a T-Wave and completely nullify all the effects. No. Oh god, I almost made a very stupid play there, because if he goes to the Talonflame, Brave Bird will kill everything on my team at this stage. I have to go for a Yawn. Oh, that was a near disastrous play there. That could have killed me. That actually probably would have. Slowbro might have just lived one, and he's actually going to stay. No, I didn't want to go for T-Wave. Oh, no. Oh, that's really sad. Oh, now that thing's paralyzed, and it's probably still faster. This is just a freaking Scolipede. Oh, no. Well, we have a horrible situation unfolding here, everybody. Okay, now I have to go for a Scald, and oh, thank God. Oh, okay, we got very lucky there. He could have killed our entire team with that. So I'm quite relieved that we got that bit of paralysis towards the end. Oh, he even forfeit following that. Oh, I don't even get to say GG, but it was a good game. He had some really creative things going there. And I actually got to demonstrate Trevenant there, so I'm quite happy about that. Even the Slowbro kind of pulled through a bit towards the end there. I am a huge fan of the core in this team. I think it's my favourite part. Anything better than Mega Aerodactyl, honestly. Oh, poor Mega Aerodactyl. Okay, let's move on to another game. Okay, and what have we got this time? A interesting looking team by the looks of it. Doesn't seem to be any sense of like a real synergy going on here. It seems to be a bunch of stuff thrown together. But this seems to be this just looks like one of those interesting ideas teams. I'm not really sure what he's going to be running on most of these things. Okay, well the Mega is the Charizard. I don't know which Mega that's going to be though. So that's a problem there. The Excadrill, not sure what set that's going to be running. Sylveon, they've been running loads of strange sets as of late. Not sure about that. Aegislash is probably a standard Aegislash, so that's fine. Mandibuzz can take that out, no problem. Crawdaunt, who knows with a Crawdaunt. And an Espeon. And that has so many utility roles that I don't know again what that's going to be running. So, okay, with all that in mind, what's our best lead? Honestly, yeah, I actually think that leading straight with a Thundurus is pretty good here. Unless, like, he could just kind of switch into his Excadrill at some point. But it's like common knowledge that all Thundurus have Focus Blast. And so if I'm a bit savvy, I could just take him out that way. So he might not do it as a result. So I'm just going to lead straight with that. I can't see myself going for anything else. He's actually going to lead straight with his Espeon here. So, okay, that's fine with me. Let's just go straight for a Volt Switch and try and get some damage off. He goes straight into the Excadrill, that's fine with me. He's actually just going to stay in, so... Wait, he didn't actually... That's strange, actually. I thought Espeon would have gone first, so he must be running like a odder kind of set. Okay, right, well, that's the thing now. Okay, well, I can just switch very safely into Slowbro. I've got absolutely nothing to fear. Sure enough, he's actually just going to be running screens, so this kind of works okay with me. Because, well, okay, I shouldn't have gone Slowbro, because my triple status Slowbro is not going to be effective against a Magic Bounce Espeon. That's a fact. But what I think he's trying to do here, he's going to set up screens and go into his Charizard, Mega Evolve, and then try and do a significant amount of damage. So with that in mind, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go straight into my Mega Aerodactyl. He's actually going to go out to his Sylveon here, which is an interesting play. I'm not really sure what he's going for here. Okay, well, we might actually... Would we be able to take it out with a Stone Edge? No, we wouldn't. Mega Aerodactyl doesn't have enough attack for that. Okay. We are going to have to switch to something as a result, rather disappointingly. I think Trevenant will be okay to kind of just take on this Sylveon, though. He's got a light screen up, but that's really not going to help him too much. Hyper Voice, I'm pretty sure that's a normal type. Oh no, Pixelate, sorry. My apologies, I forget that Sylveon actually has that. It's one of the odder things that you just kind of see them running every now and then. Okay, so he's just going to be going straight for fairy type moves, so have to bear that in mind. What I might just do here is just to get a slight bit of damage off him, is I'm going to go straight for the Leech. I know my Trevenant's in pretty bad shape right now, but I should be alright here. I'll find an opportunity like kind of to heal him up a bit later. So it should be okay. Now we got that off on him. What am I going to want to do next? The fact that he's going straight for Hyper Voice and nothing else suggests to me that this might be one of those whatchamacallit, those choice spec Sylveons, which are very strange against C. But there's a possibility that's what this is. So I'm gonna have to bear that in mind. I'm gonna go straight into my Infernape though, because it'll be like a neutral hit, and yeah, we should be able to take it alright. After Leech Seed, we're in fairly okay shape, so we're alright here. So I'm okay with that. And now we can just go straight for a Flare Blitz. If he stays in, he's dead. And his only real good switch to this is to actually go... Well, actually, no, Charizard's actually a great switch. What am I talking about? I was thinking that Crawdaunt was the only thing that resists the fire, but then fire and fire, yeah, like fire resists fire. Okay, so that's probably what he should do, but instead he's going to go to Espeon. Well, I suppose that's actually beneficial for me, because that means that screens are no longer an option, which means that you can't really get a devastating Mega up in my face. So I'm fine with that. Now he's got this Crawdaunt, and this seems... Oh god, this one has a unique Pokemon that breaks through my core again quite effectively. Mandibles can take it, but I can't do much damage to it in return. So that's a problem, because this thing has Aqua Jet. So Mega Aerodactyl's not going to be shining right now. I can't send in Trevenant, because he's just going to go for a Dark-type move of some variety. I'm going to have to go straight into Mandibles here. And sure enough, he's just going to go straight for the Aqua Jet. We actually take that very nicely. This has got like no defensive investments, all special defense. So that's actually surprisingly well, all things considered. Let's just go for a knockoff. Let's see what it's running. He's actually going to go a step ahead of me with the knockoff there. Okay, we should be alright just to whittle this thing down eventually, though. We can just go for a Roost this turn. He's actually going to go for a Dragon Dance now. That's interesting. Well, the nice thing about this scenario is that we still do have Foul Play. And the more he powers himself up with Dragon Dance, as he's just done twice there, Foul Play is almost in the range now where it'll kill him instantly. So that's fine. And Aqua Jet's probably not going to kill us. I'm sincerely hoping it won't, but we can just kind of go for another Foul Play there. And he's effectively just killed himself with that Dragon Dance, so that works beautifully for us. Honest to God, does. I didn't even know Crawdaunt gets that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I was so confident that I was going to live there that I actually didn't expect the waterfall. Caught me a bit off guard there, dear God. But we're fine. We did live that, and he does now go into his Aegis Slash. It's actually a bit of a shame that Mandibles isn't in better shape now, because we've got to contend with this thing. And this would have been my counter to it, but a Shadow Sneak at this range is going to kill me outright. So that's a problem. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sack my Trevenant as he kind of just goes for the obvious Shadow Sneak here, and sure enough he is. And this is going to give me a safe switch into my Aerodactyl. And I know that this thing should definitely be able to live at least one freaking attack from this. Please God, live at least one. Oh, I really hope it does. But we can just go straight for an Earthquake here. If he goes for a King's Shield, I've got nothing to worry about there. If he tries to go for like an Iron Head or something, again, nothing to fear. He's just going to go straight for the King's Shield, sure enough. So this gives us a Mega setup. Now we have a huge speed increase, which means that we should actually be able to live a... We should be slightly faster than, I believe, a Mega Charizard X with a Dragon Dance. This Mega Aerodactyl, again, like, speed's the one thing it's got going for it. Like, 394 there. That's quite fast. Honest to God, is. Okay, so we do have a problem now where he could just start setting up Sword Stance. I know I'm probably not going to be able to kill him with a single Earthquake, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the Hone Claws and hope to God that he doesn't go for an Iron Head, and that he hopefully just goes for the Sword Stance. So let's go for that. What is he going to do? He's a Flash Cannon? Who the hell runs Flash Cannon? Oh God, we're doomed now. Oh no, we may actually be doomed now. That's disastrous. Then, honest to God, who the hell runs Flash Cannon? Oh, I don't even know. I should have just gone straight for the Earthquake there. That was my fault. That wasn't Mega Aerodactyl's fault there. It was my own. And I'm quite sad about that. Let's just go straight for a T-Bolt, and let's just try and get some damage off on this thing. Sure enough, he's just going to go straight for the King's Shield. Okay. No, we can just go for another T-Bolt, and hopefully do a nice amount of damage to it. Yes, 60% actually, so that's fine. Now he's going to reveal that he's actually got Shadow Ball as well. I have to go for another T-Ball. I know that you could potentially switch straight into Excadrill, but I don't really have an option right now, because this thing is pretty much set to kill my entire team, because everything is just down at low enough health range. Dear God, this is actually going to be a very close game. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to pull through this alright. I'm thinking now, a Shadow Sneak at this range, will it kill me? I actually don't know. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about that, because he is just going to go straight into Sylveon, which we now know is Leftovers variety. There's nothing I really want to take a Hyper Voice, so let's just go for another T-Bolt. He's just going to go for a Protect here, and now it's quite obvious that he should really just switch into Excadrill to try and contend with this thing. So I'm going to take this opportunity to switch into my Slowbro, hopefully get this right, and yes, we did. And it's an Excadrill on a balloon as well, but that's not relevant in any way. But we did call that right there, and now we're in a position that if we get a Scald off on absolutely anything, it will be disastrous for him. So let's get it off in the Aegislash. That was a crit. Quite disappointing there. Okay. Oh God, if he goes for Shadow Ball, actually, he might just kill me with a Shadow Ball. Oh no. Oh God, we're in a very worrying scenario again. I have to hope that Stuart Bro, the Slowbro here, is going to live a hit. Come on! Oh no. Oh, that's disastrous. Oh, we may have just lost the game there. Because he can essentially just keep going for Shadow Sneaks now. And there's honestly not much I can do about that. Mach Punch is not going to help. We're gonna have to hope. Okay, we're gonna have to hope that Infernape can at least live one Shadow Sneak. We are going to get a attack drop because he's obviously gonna go for the King's Shield. I mean, it's an Aegislash user. They all go for the King's Shield. We are gonna have to just go straight for the Flare Blitz here. We're really just out of options. This isn't really going to benefit him in any way. It is just kind of pandering because, again, like, the situation hasn't exactly changed there, especially if he was just going to go straight for Shadow Sneak. So we can just go straight for another Flare Blitz and hopefully live the Shadow Sneak. Oh, okay, we just managed to pull through that. And we still have our Infernape with a decent amount of health. That might be beneficial slightly later, but dear God, we're still in a very worrying scenario right now, and he is just going to go straight into his Excadrill now. Which indicates to me it might be a... No, wait, no, sorry, it wouldn't be faster. No, it's an Excadrill. Oh, God, I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, right, well, honestly, Excadrill is the one thing that I wanted him to go into, because if I just go for a Flare Blitz on this thing, it's dead. And this guy wasn't going to be of much benefit against the Charizard. I know that was a crit there, but that might have actually not mattered just because, well, Infernape is quite powerful, let us say. And now we might be able to just finish off this game with Thundurus. This actually comes down to a very interesting point. If this is a Mega Charizard X, he's effectively won here because he's going to soak up my Thunderbolt. If it's Y, I've effectively won because I can sweep his entire team. There's no other play that I can kind of make here to play around, so it all comes down to his choice of Mega Evolution. So let's go for it. Let's go for a T-Ball. It's our only real option. Oh, God, I'm really hoping that he's got a Y here. No, he's got an X, and it's very sad. He's going to outright kill our Thundurus. There's nothing our Mandibus can do to salvage this really tragic situation. I'll go for a Foul Play in the off chance that he Dragon Dances for no reason or somehow misses a Flare Blitz, but alas, it's not going to be. And GG. That was an incredibly good game. It all came down to the wire there. If he had the other Mega Charizard, I would have pulled through, but he had X. Oh, that was a really good game, though. I actually really enjoyed that one. So, that's going to be it for this week's Showdown Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Dear God, that Aerodactyl really just kind of cost us in that last game there. If I had something else, I could have been a much better stand-in. I think in future revisions of this team, I'm not even going to experiment with this guy. Probably just going to go straight for the Tyrant there. It's what I really want. In my opinion, Mega Tyrant is still the best Mega that has been added in X and Y. So I'm probably just going to switch over to that. But it was still nice to demonstrate the tragic state of Mega Aerodactyl. I hope someone can actually find a better set with him than I have. This is my stab at it. This is the best I could do. It's just really sad. It's just so much missed opportunity with this guy. Everything else in this team functions fine, but sigh. Aerodactyl. So that's going to be it for this gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you with a new video hopefully tomorrow. We did actually hit 2,500 subscribers just the other day, which is a fantastic milestone, and it's what I'll be addressing in the next TF2 video. So I'll see you then. Goodbye, and thank you so much for watching.